All right, everybody, welcome back to the Move podcast. This is a special edition of the Move. We are talking about the WEDÖ segment challenge, which is brought to you by Outside Plus. This is, I'll tell you what, this is like the Ginsu knife. This is an all-new membership model, bundles, all this exclusive access to stories from the magazine, all of their other titles. We all know the titles, but let's share them. Bella News, Backpacker Climbing, Outside TV, the Warren Miller catalog, Yoga Journal. It just goes on and on and on. But wait, there's more, like the Ginsu knife. Mm-hmm. Training plans, exclusive access to events. These guys are going to revolutionize the way we sort of outside people, outdoor people, endurance people get our content. Pretty amazing.
Brilliant. Most outside people do a lot of the different things, and now they're covering all the categories.
One-stop shop.
Brilliant.
Right here. Head on over to outsideonline.com/the move and check it out. So let's break down, what have we gotten ourselves into, George? We ended up, a little bit of history, a little bit of backstory. So we asked our peeps to vote on what they thought was the most epic Strava segment in the lower 49. And this middle of nowhere climb, conveniently close to your house, popped up, Pilot Mountain, outside of Brevard, North Carolina, which, we flew there, and then we were driving forever, and then we lost cell reception forever. I'm like, where are we going?
Yeah, I was.
This is straight deliverance.
As we all know, I've always been an advocate for cycling in the Carolinas. And
and staying close to home.
But I got to admit, I had never done that segment before. So even for me, it was a bit further away than I had imagined, a bit tougher to get to. But I think that makes it part of the allure of how special this segment is going to be. You not only have to ride hard up it, but you got to plan how are you going to get there, how are you going to warm up, and it's just going to be a sort of an epic all-around segment.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about what's at stake. There's some serious do-re-mi here, right? George, have you seen any bike races in America that are throwing out?
Right now, I'd say this is arguably the largest prize purse in the whole country.
All right, so here it is. For the overall female and male, it's $10,000 to win, $5,000 for second, $3,000 for third. Overall, in the men's under 23 and women's under 23 is $5,000 for the win, $3,000 for second, and $1,000 for third. And then we go through and we break out all the age categories, just like you would see in a marathon or a triathlon. So all 5-year increments, which is super common. I should add, not so much a leader's jersey. That'd be kind of fun to have a leader's jersey. Like you get the leader, anyways. But a winner's jersey for not just the overall winners, but for every. And by the way, it's sick looking. It's amazing looking. I don't know if we've shown it yet, but that's why I don't want to reveal it yet. But I love it. I saw it and I was like, I want one of those. So the winner gets a special.
George will get one.
Yeah, so I got.
Well, he got one. He got one when we went there for damn sure, by a long ways. But for each age group, amazing prizes. So from all of our partners, Outside Plus obviously has the winner's kit, the Hammerhead Cover 2, Roca Shades, Amp PR Lotion. Normatec 2.0 leg package, Hypervolt Go by Hyperice. It's cool. There's some good stuff to fight for. So, and that's in every. And again, I keep talking about Gertrude. It'd be great if really Gertrude won, but all the age categories.
Yep.
And that means I only have to race, some guy 5 years younger than me, which is still not fair.
Very, very cool.
Lots on the line. We're super proud of this, and. Yeah, go for it. Good luck. Be safe.
So when can people start? What is the time span of when you can do this?
Right. Great question.
Till finish time.
Yep.
And can you do it more than once?
Well, yes, you can do it. You can do it as many times as you want. So the first day is the first day of the Tour de France. So when are we talking? June 26th. The final day to compete for this challenge is the Saturday before Paris, which is, what is that?
That's the 17th.
Yeah. So we want to have a day, we want to highlight all of the winners on the final show, which is even better because, by the way, that stage into Paris is super fucking boring.
We got to call whoever wins 70 plus.
No, I want like the lady from Tallahassee that drives up and wins the 70 plus. Like she might come on the show. Gertrude from Tallahassee.
Right.
That would be amazing.
Okay.
That would be amazing. A lot of people have also been asking what's going to stop people from using e-bikes.
Well, we're gonna get into the rules. That's a great
We'll get
question
into that
because it's that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, there are no e-bikes allowed. Although I wished I had one that day that you and me were out there. We got a bunch of other great partners too. Amp Human. So all this stuff, all these people, great people who partner with us, we used it that day, right? We're religious users of this anyways, but we used it when George and I went out and did the effort. Amp Human, the PR lotion is, and this is going to come up more and more, I think, as we talk about the tour, because Geraint Thomas seems to be back somewhere near top form. He's an investor in Amp Human. He's an avid user of PR lotion. He's going to be a factor in the tour. I don't know if he's the guy that can take yellow in Paris, but he's going to be up there. This is the cool thing. A recent Red Bull study, which, by the way, Red Bull, which is this weird drink that tastes terrible. Yeah, anyway, I don't need to get into it, but they have an amazing human performance lab. Like these guys and gals at Red Bull, like they run all these crazy studies. I've been to the lab. It's fascinating. They did a whole study around PR lotion. Bottom line, shit works. Boom.
Moves the lactic acid.
Yeah. Well, it buffers lactic acid. If anybody wants to check it out, head on over to amphuman.com. 30% off for our listeners. Just type in segment 30 at checkout. Also, and another product that we use avidly is LMNT new update. Not really new update. So hydration is often misunderstood. Like people a lot of times overhydrate. Can you believe? Have you ever heard of that?
Never done it.
Well, with your IPAs you have.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Did you see JB? And he was really overly hydrated on IPAs. Jesus. But the critical thing is getting the right type of hydration. The gut can only take so much. So I've found with LMNT that just this mix of salt and water, it's just working for me. I talk about it all the time. I'm just a crazy sweater, so that means I'm losing a bunch of stuff. LMNT's the one for me. Great partners of ours on this, so thanks to them very much. Last one, Ventum. I rode my Ventum GS1 that day, and it wasn't enough to take the win from the guy that trains 5 hours a day.
I was a bit jealous about how light that thing was.
Dude, this thing is, it was like 17. My GS1's 17 pounds.
Yeah.
And we'll get into talking about the segment itself and how it is gravel, but this was the perfect whip. Like it's super comfortable. Yeah, I think I just need another month's training and then I would have got the W off George. But Ventum obviously has the NS1, which is my road whip every day, but this new GS1 is even funner, to be honest. Like it's the shit. And by the way, they just sent my son, my little guy, Max, a new road bike. NS. Have you seen it yet, George?
I have not.
We talk about your son all the time.
Yeah.
Well, Max Armstrong just got a new NS1.
Let's get the boys.
He posted it
together
on his
in a few
Instagram.
weeks.
Yeah. You watch out, man. Enzo got 5th in the time trial yesterday at National Championships.
Yep.
First time trial of his life.
First one.
Yeah.
I was a nervous dad, to say the least, but it was fun to watch.
That's cool. Okay, so I think now we gotta break down the rules, right? And this is where it gets a little serious. And I'm just I want to make these crystal clear. All of this stuff will be available on our website. So if you have any questions, go there. And obviously, if you have any questions, shoot us a note. That's JB Hager at WEDÖ.team. He'll take all the questions. But it is important to check out the rules. And the other thing I'll say too is while this road is super remote, it is not a closed road. This is an open road. Now, there is no reason to go there. There's no reason to drive up this road. It's heavily marked, no outlet, and it truly is a no outlet. We didn't see any cars up there other than the guys that were filming us, but it's an open road. So who knows if somebody's up there on a motorcycle or a car, so just be careful. We stated the dates of the competition must be completed during the Tour de France. So from stage 1 till June the 17th. If you got to, it'd be fun to figure out what's the last time of day on the 17th. Must be completed.
July 17th.
Oh, July 17th.
Yeah, we're
that
off
too.
this year. I know.
September 17th. You must complete it during the daylight. No, I'm just kidding. But it just must be done. We just want to talk about all the winners on the final day into Paris. Register on the website and sign the athlete waiver before any attempts will be considered. Okay. Now listen. Must be a Strava premium subscriber. This is the only way we can truly track your performance. Must be a WEDÖ Strava Club member. There's a lot of musts here.
That doesn't cost you anything.
Must place WEDÖ category in Strava name. For example, Lance Armstrong, something, something, something. So, and we'll post up examples of what this should look like. Must wear a heart rate monitor and use a power meter connected to your Strava account. Now, I think this is just for the overall, okay? Because not everybody in the world has a power meter. But I think if you're going for the big money, you got to have a power meter.
Yeah,
like we have to be able to validate this performance. Mm-hmm. You know, Gertrude from Tallahassee going for 70 plus in the female category, you're good. You don't need a power meter. You may not even need a heart rate monitor for all I care. And we have a special rule. This is called the George rule. Must post a selfie at the top with your Strava post. See, George loves the selfie. Yeah, there he is. See, and he's got it down. He just
Isn't quite shredded there, if I say so myself.
he doesn't even they all look the same. Must, you know what? I just had an idea. Fuck it. We're not calling it selfie. Must post a George at the top by the rock, and attach it to your Strava post. Hashtag WEDÖ segment. Well, 3 more rules. No pros. This is we're making this accessible to people that have never been professionals, which means you've never held a pro license, and that means pro, semi-pro, wannabe pro, kind of pro,
All kind of discipline.
probiotics. Nobody.
Pro triathlete.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're pedaling a bike, so cycling, cyclocross, mountain bike, triathlon. This is for true amateurs. Goes without saying, no e-bikes. Okay. No e-bikes.
No e-bikes.
Although I needed one that day we were out
and
there.
if you're going for the win, you're going to have your power meter connected and
Yep.
your heart rate monitor. So there's several algorithms you can figure out whether you're not on an e-bike or if you tried to be on an
Do you know what an algorithm is? Because I don't. And must be 18 years or older, which you'll see a lot of this stuff in the waiver that you guys and gals go sign. But the other cool thing is and I don't know if we have a visual we can throw up, just like the tour. I don't know where our tour book is, but actually, so just like the Tour de France has a race Bible, well, you know what? Pilot Mountain needed a race Bible, so we did a really dope race Bible that kind of lays out some of the pro tips.
And that's where I thought people might want to do it twice. You know, take your trip to Brevard, do it 3 days in a row, and see.
By the way,
from
we
each
did it
segment.
twice.
Yeah.
We did a preview.
I think you can learn from every.
There's no doubt you want to be able to do it more than once before you actually go for it, because it's a lot to know with all the corners and how steep the different sections are and where the actual finish is. So you want to do it more than once for sure.
Yep. So that'll be on the website as well for everybody to see.
Let me ask you about bikes, because although you guys got on your gravel bikes, that's a fast-growing segment in bike
That's
world,
all the cool kids.
right? Tell everybody, what would be a better choice for those who have not gotten into gravel world? Would you be better off on a mountain bike or a road bike to attempt this?
I mean, if those are your two choices, you'd be better off on a mountain bike.
Okay.
But a lot of road bikes now will accommodate. I can't imagine. Let me just say it this way: I can't imagine a normal road bike with normal tires. And again, this is the segment that people voted for, mostly Georgia's people. But a regular road tire, I don't think is up.
Running
Definitely,
like 30s, 32s, maybe.
maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
But a gravel bike.
But if you don't have a gravel bike,
Right.
If you don't have a gravel bike, yeah.
then you're better off on
I don't want
a.
to discourage them from participating if
Yeah.
they want to go for it.
Yeah, and you see in a lot of the images. I mean, it's true. It's true gravel.
Yeah,
All right.
it's quite rocky.
Let's talk about the terrain a bit, because I've been to Brevard, and it is just on the road. I haven't been there on a bike. On the road, the winding curves going in and out to the town is just some of the windy stuff I've ever seen in my life. So talk about the what to expect on this road up. Like,
Well, for starters,
gearing.
for all you map nerds like me, if you get lost, look at George's shirt. Okay, so that'll get you there. I actually think you can just cut and paste that into Google, whatever map thing you use. That will get you there. And by the way, we're selling that shirt, by the way. But that's those are the coordinates of how to get to the base of the climb. But yeah, I mean, you lose reception outside of Brevard. Like it is really remote.
But are you? And it's about 20 minutes total ish.
The climb?
The climb.
Well, it depends who you are.
Yeah, I
depends who
mean,
you are.
it's a ballpark. Where were you guys?
We were 19,
Okay.
18 or 19ish. No, 19ish.
And then are you maintaining pretty good speed, or is it like switchback?
No, they're not. It's there's bends on the road, but it's never. You're on the pedals the whole time.
Okay. And I can attest to this. Again, I've been to that town and stayed in it for the whole experience. It's a cool town to stay in. I don't know if you guys were in and out, but
Oh, it's a great town.
It's a great town.
That
to
part
stay
of the
in.
world is gorgeous. I mean, Asheville. A lot of people know of Asheville or been to Asheville. It's gorgeous. Brevard's
got
cool.
some amazing mountain
Yep.
biking trails just from the town, and
They say it's like the
Great.
mountain bike capital of the East Coast. Like
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
you can and a lot of water activities and fishing, and it's gorgeous. We stayed in this Tiff, our main squeeze over here, got us. She got on Airbnb and she's like, I got us a house. I was like, oh shit, what is this? We show up, and these people remember this?
Yeah, the
You
waterfall.
roll up, and we got there late. It's dark. And they had this waterfall. It looked fake. Remember when you used to drive through Dallas and they had that waterfall on the highway? It was like a
Right
million.
by the tollway.
Yeah,
The beginning of the tollway.
that was fake.
Yeah,
that was water
right,
going.
right.
This looked exactly like that, and it was lit up. You can't make it up. But we were like,
I think you broke the light actually.
I
You
did
kept
try
playing
to.
with the light.
Well, I thought I was. It went out.
There was a light switch where you can actually light up the waterfall. That was 100.
It was
meters away.
amazing.
It was
But
pretty
the-
incredible.
Anyways, that part it is truly gorgeous.
Okay, another simple question for those who may be newer to Strava segments. Is it marked, or is it something you need to read about in the description of where the clock begins and where it ends? I'd
Well-
hate for somebody to stop 10 feet short
Yeah.
of the ending, or not really
Well,
winding up.
as far as the ending goes, you should go as far. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like people say, "Oh, I thought I was done." You should go as far as you can to the dead end street. Now, the finish line is before that, but just for the sake of not having to do it again the next day, just go all the. It essentially ends at single track. So I would go all the way to the end to where the rock is, where you take the Georgie,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
you're
and then
for
you-
sure to cross the finish
If
line.
you happen to have a Hammerhead computer, it'll give you the live segment
Yep.
data. So as soon as you turn onto the road, you take a right turn, the live segment will pop up, and you'll know exactly where you are, and you'll know exactly where the finish is as well.
Yeah, and we've tried to lay that out pretty well in the race Bible, so you
Okay.
can. There's some certain things, but just anytime you want to compete for a Strava segment, which is what we're talking about, you want to start a little early and you want to finish a little late. Like you want to make sure you don't miss it.
And I think I know the answer to this based on how you guys did it. Can you go ride it with your buddies, or are you supposed to be doing this solo?
That one's we've talked a lot. This is a
that
good
could
question.
be-
We've talked a lot about this. I mean, look, it's meant to be a time trial,
Okay.
an individual test. I'm not sure it's.
It sounds like from
It's
your
very
description-
there's no exposure it's covered the whole time. So if you're wondering if I'm going to get beat on with the sun or how hot it's going to be hot and humid in July, but there's no section that's in the sun, so it's very protected from wind and all the elements. Could you get a little help from a draft? Maybe.
I don't
Probably
think
not.
so.
Okay.
We
Probably
rode
not.
it together, and I mean it's so rocky that you kind of want to pick your own line anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wouldn't imagine somebody wanting a draft, and you're not going much faster than 6-7 miles an hour anyway. So
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
Um,
And then what? Tell us the results. We need. What are the results from the two of you? What was the gap?
well, this is not a good way to start 3 weeks together. I mean, I know. Did you see my Instagram post of how it already started?
Today?
I fucking picked the guy. I agreed. I'm working at the office, and I said, I'll pick you up. He's late. I wait. I get to the airport. Homie gets in the back seat like I'm an Uber driver.
I was kind of celebrating. It's the first time in 30 years this man has picked me up at the airport anywhere in the world. So I was kind of shocked, and I needed to,
And he's in the back seat.
solidify the moment and really just enjoy it. So I took
All right,
advantage of it.
but give me the blow-by-blow.
The blow-by-blow,
Yeah.
we rode together.
For how long?
For about half of it.
Okay.
About 3K, 3 of the 4K.
And then
Silver,
George decided it was time to do his own thing. And, yeah, I mean, it was like dropping me like a hot rock.
And then how hard that first half? How full gas were you going?
Yeah.
and then I'll ask him the same.
The man just came off a big party and jet lag, flew all the way.
Jet lag from one time zone.
Flew
That
all
jet
the way
lag
East
just
Coast.
knocked me out, man.
No, we were going good.
Okay, you were hitting it pretty hard.
Yeah, we were going good.
And then
I don't
did you
train like him.
Did you announce that you're taking off and see you later, or
No, I told
the
him, I was like, you
instructions
go.
were pretty clear
You go.
from Lance.
You should go ahead and just. But by the way, we were, and when we did it, the guy at the KOM had said it like 8 years ago,
Oh damn!
and then another dude,
Equipment has changed a lot. in
a
8
local
years.
guy. What's this fellow's name? It was what's that dude's name? This young kid, Tyler. I don't know his last name. Tyler came along last week and beat his time, and
Yeah,
so
by
therefore
15
crushed
seconds.
it. Like we were what 4 minutes behind him.
We were 3 minutes behind.
You were. I was 4.
Going back to the safety issues, like now that this segment is starting officially tomorrow till July 18th or 17th, like you said, I mean, there's going to be riders going up and down, so you do not want to cut the corners. Want to make sure nobody's coming
Don't
down
go
that
into them
mountain.
blind coming
And there
down,
could
yeah.
be cars coming down, so just make sure you're staying on the right side of the road and you're
Okay.
staying safe. It's all about having fun and being safe.
No, just heads up, right? Just heads up. Stay on.
most-
Cutting the corners isn't going to help much on this climb, but there's going to be folks out there like Gertrude from Tallahassee. Her husband might want to go up there and cheer for her. Like
Yeah.
he may want to, and he's going to have to drive down. So we didn't see any cars there, but I think during these 3 weeks, people are going to be up there. So just be careful, be mindful, stay on your side of the road.
And that goes without saying with any gravel rides. I mean,
Yeah.
I think people get on gravel, you rarely ever see cars. So you think you can always cut the corners, and the corners are mostly blind, especially where we're at. So, but there's cars on these roads, and they come on occasion, and you do not want to run into them when you're cutting the corner. So when you're riding gravel at any times, you want to be mindful of the rules of the road.
Yeah.
All right. We'll wrap this up, but an important thing to note, the info is on the events page at WEDÖ.team, and there will be a live leaderboard throughout the tour.
So that's the cool. This is the part I love the most. Like, obviously, we will update live the leaderboard on WEDÖ.team, but we're going to talk about this every day. Like, if not so much the overall. I love the idea or the thought of highlighting somebody that just posted some exceptional performance that nobody's ever heard of, and they come along out of nowhere and beat somebody else by a couple. Like this will be a fun segment to talk about on a daily basis.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Again, WEDÖ.team, click on events to get started.
And thanks to everybody at Outside Plus and LMNT and Ventum and AMP. Wouldn't have been possible without them. Bunch of other great partners. But this is kind of a first of its kind, so it'll be fun to check it out. And again, if you need a reminder or refresher, all the rules, all the fine print will be on the website. So be sure to check that out.
And enjoy the Carolinas. You will want to be back.
He's running for governor. So.
Oh, it is just, and we weren't even in South Carolina. We were in North Carolina.
I said the Carolinas. It's all good. It's all the same.
And by the way, the segment that got second was in Utah, which is not close for me and not close for him. He went on. You know what happened? He went on and got all his people organized.
It was fun. That was a lot of fun.
All right. Good luck, everybody. Be safe.